What's up, guys? This is the Board Game Roamer, and I'm here with an unboxing of Nina and Pinta. This is not a new game, but this is a game that is new to me. It is by Ragnar Brothers, and it's basically a game of exploration. It is a 1 to 4 player game where you are taking the 3 ships, the Nina and the Pinta and the Santa Maria, and you are traveling to the New World. And you are discovering the lands, and you're colonizing the lands. Essentially, is a Euro style game. In the end, you're trying to score essentially the most victory points, and yeah, so you just spend 6 rounds essentially doing that, and you're gonna be discovering lands. You're gonna be moving your people around. It'll become more and more aggressive as you go. What got me interested in this is I saw playthrough by Ricky Royal, just looking at his site. If you have not checked him out, obviously you guys need to check him out. If you have not, if you've never heard of him, you definitely need to check him out. But I was looking at it and I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And then I found a playthrough by Heavy Cardboard, who also, if you have not heard of them, you need to go check them out. Awesome guys. They do Euros. They do a lot of the heavier games. They do excellent jobs of teaching, playthroughs, explaining things, keeping everything clean. As far as like giving you what you need to know, not a lot of stuff that you don't need to know until you actually need to know it. So there's 2 other channels that you definitely need to check out. They have far more skills than I do. But this is the box. All I've done is I have removed the shrink wrap, and that's it. So look on the back. Doesn't really show you a lot on the back, but I just wanted you to see there's going to be a lot of tokens. Looks like this is copyrighted in 2016, so it's not old, but it's not necessarily new. Beginning in 2019, it's a couple years old. So let's take a look. All right, let's set this to the side. Of course, you can see I have my TI mat. We did that this last Saturday, and I'm working on getting those videos. It's about 8 hours of video, so needless to say, it's going to take me a minute to get that out. So let's open this up. Whew, it's a stiff thing. That's a stiff board. That's been folded for a while. Oops. So let's turn it like this. So yeah, so you can see, a little bit further back would be great, but at any rate, you got the world, the 3, right? The New World, the Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria. Then you've got down here on the side, this is going to be used for purchasing during the eras, purchasing technologies and such. Your turn order, all the technologies and whatnot are going to sit down here with the benefits. They're going to come out here, and then you're going to be able to essentially purchase those, which are going to give you powers and modify what you do up here in the main board. So that's cool. So then we have the how to play here, and it actually comes in English and German. So whichever one of those you want. Let's see here. We've got how many pages? Is it numbered? It is not. Okay, well, the pages aren't numbered. That's interesting. Lots of text, right? Iconography. Honestly, I think once you played it through a couple times, there's a lot of little rules, but I think once you played it through a couple times, it wouldn't be too bad. I think you would get it. I mean, watching the video, yeah, I would need a little bit of help, but I think after a couple of times of playing it, it would be pretty easy to follow. And the rulebook seems well, and there are some player aids, which we'll see here in just a minute, that do also help. This says Quantum Crew. I'm assuming this is from the crew, people that helped either. I don't know if that's backed or not. Maybe part of that is backed. I don't know. Yeah, people that backed, always a nice touch. And oh goodness, a number. Here we go. So I have a number of tokens, and again, these are the tokens that'll go over here on the side, right? Technologies, benefit tokens that will go here during the different eras. And you can see there's 6 eras, which basically is turns, and then you have the different lands, Andes, Amazonians, Patagonia, right? They're going to go out here, and again, there's 5 of these, right? Of each area. So there's 5 Rockies, 5 Appalachians, 5 Caribbeans, etc., etc. And so you will have some variation in your gameplay because you're only going to get 3. Let's see if I can find a good example. Rockies, Appalachians. Like, for example, here. Rockies. So depending on where it just happens to land on the board, is going to be in a different place. And since there's 5 of them, you're only ever going to use 3, which means you have 2 that are going to go back to the box that you won't see again, that you won't see in the game, so it's going to change it every time. So we've got lots of cardboard. They're pretty big tokens, right? So I say lots of cardboard. There is, but it's not overwhelming. So I don't want you to get the wrong impression there. Then we have the player boards with some money, war tokens. Each 4 players will get boats that they can start out with either 3 things to sail, or in the case of the English, they actually have 4 crew. That's what they start with. Excuse me, but everybody, there's some technologies that can get you to 4. But that's what you'll have. You have 3 boats, right? And then what you're going to do is, in the different player colors, let's just open these up. Actually, let's not do that. Let's skip that. So then you've got this triangle here that is grow or build. So it's going to tell you your grow and build. These are tokens that potentially flip out for different places, and is going to affect that land individually. And it sits, this is the triangle, so is this Santa Maria? Yeah. So it'll sit here, all right? And then, let me get this out. Then you have the these player aids. So you have the French, you have Spain, Portugal, and England. And what you got on the back is, and this is the same for everybody, you can look at the terrain type, right? So this tells us, this tells us how many people we can have, what the revenue is for whether it's a settler, town, or a city, and population capacity based on the terrain type again. So really handy player aids. And also the other player aid will give you essentially the round, what you do during the round. You establish the new era, load, sell and populate, govern, select benefits, complete the era. So it'll give you kind of a high-level overview. Obviously, there's a lot more rules than just what you see here, but it's a good way to kind of help keep, where am I at, and kind of shows you an idea, tells you what you do in order in each of those, just to kind of give you a good general flow of the game. So I like that. Here, we of course have player colors. Now, one of the things that's interesting, I think, is that you have your standard meeples, right? You can see there your standard meeples. And then you have these guys that look like they don't have any legs, right? They don't have any pants. So these are captains, and then these are your colonists, essentially. So you're going to be using these guys to do some things, and then these guys to populate the cities and all that. So that's cool. Then you got your towns and cities, which will be marked with these. Again, those are player colors. And then you have these discs that are used for something. I don't know what, but there's the same number of stickers as there are discs, and I'm assuming that these stickers go on the discs. And last but not least, this is not necessary, but you can use it. It's basically a score sheet. So for the end of the game, for each place, France, Portugal, Spain, cities, towns, settlers, your types of goods and such, and your money. This is just a score sheet. That's just for in-game scoring. So it's nothing that you will use during the game, and it's not necessary to play the game. You can do it on a sheet of paper just as easy. And I believe, I'm just gonna double check, yeah, that is actually everything. Okay. Everything for it. Really not a whole lot. It does have a solo mode, so we will definitely be playing this on the channel at some point. But yeah, it seems like a really good game. Definitely check it out. Curious to know what you think based on what's out there already, and then we'll see what happens when we actually sit down and play it. So yeah, there you go. Again, this is Nina and Pinta by the Ragnar Brothers, so definitely check them out. And if you like their game, show them some love, let them know. And I think that's it for this review. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. I'm the Board Game Roamer, and I will see you, ladies and gentlemen, in the next video. Bye, guys.